We're going to do a quick flow to really loosen up through the thoracic spine, so the upper part of the spine. It's going to be strong for the upper body and the core. So upper body strength, core strength, and really trying to open those shoulders and really strengthen the muscles in the back. Yes. Okay. Let's begin standing at the top of our mats. Okay, so we'll just do a few breaths just to kind of warm the spine up. So as you inhale, stretching up to the ceiling. Exhale, swan dive. Bend the knees if you need to. Stick the bottom back and come all the way down. Doesn't matter if you reach the floor. And roll up from the base of the spine. Inhale, stretch up and do that again. Swan dive down with a flat back. Bend through the knees. Just let the spine hang for a moment. Wiggle the bottom from side to side, loosening up. And then roll from the base of the spine. Okay, this time as you come forward, swan dive into a flat back, taking the thumbs by the hips, lengthening from the crown all the way to the tailbone. Shake that tail feather. And then we're going to do something crazy. So we're going to allow the upper body to just release. So just rounding the upper back. So let the shoulders drop down. You can put your hands on your hips if that feels better. Keeping the core engaged, so the lower back, it hasn't really moved at all. We're keeping that lower back nice and stable. On the next inhale, lift the shoulders, open the chest again. So drawing those shoulder blades towards each other. Exhale, just let the shoulders round. So do what you want with your hands, it doesn't really matter. I quite like putting them on my hips. Inhale, lift again. Exhale, lower down. And then let's try this now with cactus arms. So bring the arms out to a cactus by the side of the body. And then as you inhale, lengthen again, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Feel that strength. The core's working hard here. Do that again. Allow it to lower down, releasing, allowing the shoulders to round. Inhale, lift, extend, squeeze. Knees can be bent here. Exhale, round through the back. Take the hands down to the mat and step back into a plank position. So remember here we can be on knees or we can be on toes. You want your shoulders to be nice and wide, collarbones nicely spaced out. You're not scrunching round the chest. You want your hands to be underneath the shoulders. And just hold here for a moment. Just draw the belly button in slightly towards the spine and just feel the hips lift ever so slightly. Length from the tailbone up to the top of the head. Okay. Then focus on the hips. Lift, draw the lower abdominals in and lift up into a downward dog. And we're just going to pause here for a moment. Knees can be bent. We want the length through the spine, so don't compromise that length through the spine to get straight legs. As you inhale, come up onto the tiptoes. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower. Continue like that for a few more breaths. In a little while, you'll see why we're focusing on this movement, opening through the shoulders. Really focusing on drawing those lower abs in, lifting the hips. Lovely. Okay, now rocking forwards into plank again, and we're going to step the right foot forward. Now you can just bring the knees down and step, or just step the foot straight through. Sort your hair out. Inhale, take the fingers up towards the ceiling. And remember, as we do this, we don't want to stick the ribs out in this case. We're going to keep the tailbone tucked, keep the ribs drawn in, keeping that nice length. Head over heart, over hips. Exhale, lower into cactus arms. Just giving that psoas muscle here a nice stretch. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower, opening the chest. Squeeze the shoulder blades. One more time. Inhale, lift. taking the hands back down and into plank. Lift the hips into dog. And we're going to do the same on the other side. So you can step that left foot through, or come onto a kneeling position and step forwards. Inhale, lift. So tucking the tailbone, keeping the ribs drawn in, nice straight line. Exhale, cactus arms. Inhale, lift up. Exhale. Inhale. And then bringing the hands down to the mat. Step back onto an all fours position, and then we're going to arch through the spine and take the hips back. So I want you to just walk your fingers forward as far as you can, so you feel a really big stretch here. And then as you inhale and come forwards, lower the forearms down so the elbows come down, and then as you inhale, lift the head. So you're lifting, looking forwards. Staying down on the elbows now. Exhale, round through the back. And lower the neck. So we're just really working into the top of the spine here. Inhale and into the neck. Getting a bit of movement, a bit of mobility through the cervical and thoracic spine. So keep moving here. Loosening it off, and we're going to combine this with a bit of downward dog to turn into dolphin. Now dolphin, continue with this while I chat. Can be quite challenging on shoulders. It's not for everybody, so we're going to go through options. Okay, coming into a neutral spine here. So you can stay on all fours, and you can just bring the hips back. So it might be that you just really enjoy a nice big stretch here. If you want to, curl the toes and just start to lift the knees a little bit. And it might be that you just want to practice moving through the spine here. Option is to try and straighten the legs without arching through the back, and you'll feel how that really tries to open the chest, really strong in the shoulders. Not everybody's shoulders like it. So an option here, which I do think takes a little bit of pressure off the shoulders, is to walk the hands towards each other, but keeping the elbows in line with underneath the shoulders. Just kind of takes the rotation. I think the rotation of the shoulders it helps my shoulders anyway. The only problem with that is if you start to round through the chest. So as long as you can keep your chest open, then that's an option. And if possible, walk your feet further in and take the hips up to the ceiling. So really focusing here on that strength through the upper body. You'll feel the muscles in the back, the shoulders, the arms, but really draw those lower abdominals in and lift those hips. Whew, get a bit of a sweat on here. So again, if you don't like that, take the feet further back. So it's like a plank with your bum in the air. You can bend the knees thoroughly, or you can keep the knees grounded and just really focus on stretching and opening through the shoulders. So everybody come on to knees for a moment. Take a bit of a child's pose, and we'll go up into it one more time. Let the shoulders relax for a moment. Really strong. So while I'm in child's pose now, let's take the fingers, interlace the fingers behind the back and take them up towards the ceiling. Oh, feels nice. Then lower those hands, and let's do that again. So stretch the hands out, take the forearms down, elbows down, and just think about the placement of the hands. So if it feels better for you, for your shoulders, to just take the hands towards each other a little bit, elbows staying where they are, then it just might take a bit of pressure off the shoulders. If that doesn't work for you, you can keep them in line with the elbows. Okay, so option one, just stretching and enjoying that opening and that mobility through the shoulders. Option two, curl the toes and lift the knees. Again, you might want to move around a little bit, you might want to play with pedaling through the feet. But the aim, remember, like with downward dog, is to keep that spine nice and long. If you think you can do the dolphin, I'm just going to move my hands in towards each other, then straightening through the legs and lifting the hips up. You should be working so hard. Abdominals drawn in, and we'll hold for a few breaths. Come down if you need to. And start to walk the feet back if you have done that. Come onto the knees, walk the knees back, lower the hips and into Sphinx. So elbows underneath shoulders. Draw the fingers back, opening through the chest. Shoulder blades move towards each other and down the spine. Neck in line with the spine, and then turning the head one way, back to centre and over to the other side. Doing that again. And then allow the spine to roll down. Take the hands in line with the ribs, curl the toes, and we're going to press up into a plank. So you can do it straight to the toes or come up onto your knees and then lift up. Okay. So from here, a gentle little move back and forth. And then lift those hips into downward dog. Nice stretch. Feels a relief after dolphin, doesn't it? Whew. And let's take the right foot up. So leading with the big toe. So you're almost lifting the inner thigh towards the ceiling. So pointing the toes down to the ground. And then draw that knee in and up, bringing the foot to the front. You can help your foot with your hand if it doesn't go all the way. You can drag it up there. And then keeping the left hand down, take a nice twist, open to the side. That should feel very lovely. We're on our hands a lot, working our shoulders. Dolphin, it just is, I find it's really tough on the upper body. Lower that arm down. Step back into downward dog. And then lifting the left foot. So as if the inner thigh is pointing towards the ceiling, toes pointing straight down to the ground. And then drawing the knee in and taking that foot up. Again, you can guide it up if it doesn't quite get there. Right hand down, left hand opens up. A lovely twist. The back knee can be lifted or down, whatever's most comfortable for you. And just to finish off our upper body madness, we're going to lower that arm down, step back into plank, and we're going to walk our hands back towards our toes to a folded position, and then we're just going to walk out to plank again. Hold, draw that belly button in towards the spine, walk it back. Good for the hamstrings, if you can keep those legs straightish on your way back. And then last time, walking them back. Bend the knees, rolling up. Take a nice big stretch overhead. Bring the palms together.